The floor to the representative of Indonesia.
What?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. President. We thank you for convening today's important meeting on the situation in the Persian Gulf. As we discuss this important debate, like others, it is pertinent to pay tribute to the late His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah, the Emir of the State of Kuwait, who has been a beacon for peace and diplomacy. We also like to appreciate the extensive briefing provided by the Secretary General, as well as the information shared by Mr. Melli and Mr. Naumkin. Indonesia shares the concern regarding the growing tensions in the Persian Gulf. Indeed, the increased risk of conflict in the area is troubling. I believe everyone would agree that neither the region nor the international community could afford dealing with the consequences if the crisis further escalates. The scenario will be too grim. With this in mind, Mr. President, I wish to highlight some key elements that my delegation considers crucial in addressing the current issues, as well as in ensuring the long-term stability and security in the Persian Gulf. The first point is a coordinated approach to conflict prevention and mediation. It is evident that besides the commitment from the regional actors to avert any escalation, the integrated approach to prevention from the United Nations and the international community is also significant. Dialogue and mediation need to always be encouraged when tensions arise. Diplomacy must be at the forefront, with the aim at achieving concrete solution that would lead to regional stabilization. This is not easy, obviously. However, it is possible. In this context, Indonesia believes that it is essential for all parties to continue supporting the full and effective implementation of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action and Resolution 2231 of 2015. The GCPOA, endorsed by Resolution 2231, remains vital and relevant to the global nuclear non-proliferation architecture, as well as to regional and international security. My delegation therefore calls on all GCPOA participants to fulfill their obligation completely and effectively, and to resolve all differences constructively within the GCPOA dispute resolution mechanism. The second point is a comprehensive measures that are needed in addressing the political and socio-economic issues in the region. We are all aware that tension in the Persian Gulf are interrelated with the overall situation in the Middle East.
Faites-moi passer par eux, c'est ça le problème.
Excusez-moi, can I continue?
Split screen.
The long-standing...
Belgium, please mute your microphone. Apologies, Ambassador.
I shall repeat again. The second point is the comprehensive measures that are needed in addressing the political and socio-economic issues in the region. We are all aware that tension in the Persian Gulf are interrelated with the overall situation in the Middle East. The long-standing conflicts in the region, like in Syria and Yemen, as well as the plea of the Palestinian people for their freedom, are crucial to always be in the highlight of our relevant discussion. It is of paramount importance to continue our efforts in reaching sustainable political settlement in this area. In addition, addressing mistrust and enhancing confidence building among key players are imperative. We cannot resolve security issues facing the Gulf region and the Middle East by using inflammatory rhetoric or accusation that are damaging to prospect of peace. Again, we should not give up on dialogue and diplomacy. Specifically on the question of Palestine, Indonesia remains committed to extending unequivocal solidarity and support to the Palestinian people to gain its right, including the establishment of an independent state of Palestine within the pre-1967 borders and with East Jerusalem as its capital. We therefore should welcome and show our support for President Abbas' call at the high-level debate last month for the Secretary General to commence, together with the Quartet and the Security Council, an international conference with all concerned parties to engage in a peace process based on international law, relevant UN resolution, and other internationally agreed parameters. It remains the obligation of the Council to safeguard the two-state vision for the sake of the Palestinian people and for the stability of the region and beyond. My last point is on respecting sovereignty and territorial integrity as the foundation of all efforts in creating and maintaining stability in the region. We agree that in order to achieve a sustainable recovery of the situation in the Gulf, collective measures are paramount, and this must be based on a firm respect for the sovereignty. And also not to forget abiding with the United Nations Charter, international law, and international humanitarian law, as well as faithful implementation of all United Nations and Security Council resolution. Without implementation, resolution will just be a paper. Mr. President, my delegation cannot offer a perfect scenario in addressing the complexity of issues in this region. However, Indonesia wishes to encourage all relevant parties to give peace a real chance, based on good faith that would lead to a sustained stability that leaves no room for tensions. We must put aside any potential steps for which will only cause more sufferings to the people. Finding the path to peace is not difficult. When there's a will, there's a way. The challenge is whether we will use the path alone or together, and whether we will use the path with each other or against each other. The options are clear, and our decision must be clear as well. Again, let us give peace a real chance. I thank you, Mr. President. Большое спасибо.
Спасибо.
Thank you. I thank the representative of Indonesia for his statement.